Peace, peace, peace. What is going on, y'all? Welcome to another Substantial Weekly. My name is Substantial. Hope all of y'all are doing well, man. Excited to be here. Grateful for another day. Happy to see y'all in the chat. Peace to everybody tuning in. We got C. Cruz representing LI up in here. We got Vans or Vians representing Asia. Last King Saints, P, what's going on to you, fam? Good to see you up in here. Joshua McGee in here as well. If it's your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is Substantial, if you haven't figured that out yet. And, man, I'm happy to see all of y'all. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are on our way to 10,000 subscribers. I believe we haven't quite hit 9,700 yet, but we're getting really close. So, yeah, man, we're less than 400 subscribers away from hitting 10,000 subscribers. So thank you to everybody who supports on YouTube. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook and Twitch as well, man. Peace to y'all. The love is always appreciated. So, yeah, man, a lot to go over. Just had a really, quick sidebar before we jump into why we're here today. Jumped off the phone with Marcus D. Peace to my brother Marcus D. Shout out to him. Clap it up for Marcus D. Yeah, man, we were talking about the upcoming, talking about working on the next Bop Alloy record. We're talking about Winter Breaks and how we're going to put that on vinyl, hopefully for this upcoming holiday season, for later this year, I mean. And so, yeah, man, a lot that we were talking about, a lot of Bop Alloy business, and me going out there to work on the album with him. So exciting things in the works, man. 2023 is already shaping up to be pretty amazing. You know what I mean? And I'm super excited. Some new music dropped today. We're going to talk about that. We're going to listen to the track if y'all haven't peeped yet. And also, we're going to get into talking about a couple of things. Quick Kickstarter update / adulting info and upcoming events. So yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot happening. But yeah, man, I'm glad you're as excited as I am, fam. I'm definitely thrilled to be sharing that with you. If my eye starts to turn black while this is going live, like if you just see it turning blurple, you know what I mean? Like as we're live, it's because earlier I was in the gym and a piece of gym equipment that I was working out with, like I lost grip of it and it caught me right in the eye. My eye looks normal. I took it like a champ, but yeah, the moment it hit me, I was like, oh, that's gonna leave a mark. But the workout was good. Other than that, you know what I mean? It happens, you know. But anyway, Joshua McGee says Bop Alloy in my 30th year, Bop Alloy album in my 30th year of life. Come on now, fam. Love it. Yeah, man. So I'll talk about this briefly, without giving too much information. Just wait closer to like go time to really give full details. But yeah, we are working on the next album and stuff. And we've had stuff in mind for quite some time. So, we'll keep you posted, man. We're excited to be working on new stuff. And, of course, Marcus always has projects going on. So he's talking about my involvement in that, too. So, yeah, more collabs coming up. Bop Alloy still here, man. Excited to still be working. Still love that brother, man. And, he got nothing but love for me. Another quick sidebar, man. We had a great conversation. And I said I would bring it up today. Underrated project. And these are words from Marcus D. Marcus D was telling me that one of his favorite projects of mine, or one of the projects that he holds near and dear, and it's a time in my career that he really loves, is actually a project of mine that most people don't know about. It's called Sacrificial Lambs, which is like kind of like a prelude or prequel to the album Sacrifice. And it was then like where Marcus got to hear me outside of Nujabes. And he said a lot of interesting stuff to me, man. He was like, yo, I felt like, that was the first time really, really hearing Substantial. He was like, of course, I heard you on Nujabes' records, and then I heard your solo album. But he was like, when I heard that, he's like, I felt like I was getting the most authentic version of you. And And he didn't use those exact words, but he felt like, he was like, I could tell there was a lot more of your personality in it. Like my background is a battle MC, but also the concepts on the record and all of that. So I'm bringing it up to you all because I just realized, man, I've never done a live commentary for that project because it is not one of my most celebrated projects. It's something that literally the CDs where we manufactured everything by hand, burned the copies myself. Like came up with a really creative idea on how to put the covers together, and we did all of that, man, and I toured around the country, promoted it, and performed in Japan, pushing the record. But it's not one of my best performing records because I did it completely myself. There was no labels involved. And it's one of those records that's in between my first album and in between my second album, which arguably saw more press. My second album saw more press than anything maybe that I've done to date. So that Sacrificial Lambs project's in a weird space. But I feel like, after that conversation with Marcus, man, like maybe that project needs to be brought to light a bit more, man, and talked about a bit more, even though I haven't. So yeah, let me know what y'all think in the chat, man. If that's something y'all would be interested in exploring, like maybe do a commentary on it. We ain't got to wait for the anniversary of it because, like I said, most people don't even know the record exists. But there's a lot of dope stories, man. A lot of amazing people who I've worked with over the years who contributed to that project. Yeah, I thought it would be cool. So anyway, let me know what you think, and we'll circle back. I'm looking at the comments. Y'all are clowns. So, what was it? Man said sabbatical lambs, though? Oh, my God. Yeah, man. That sabbatical joint. I definitely got to use that somewhere, man, at some point in time in my career. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Let's jump into some other things. So, quick heads up for those who don't know. Just wanted to remind everyone that if you have not filled out a survey yet, if you're one of the people who contributed to my Kickstarter campaign, first and foremost, thank you very much. You are greatly appreciated. Second, make sure that you remember to fill out a survey. Log into your Kickstarter account. You should have a notification mentioning that you need to complete a survey. Last I checked was late last night. We have 109 of 160 eligible backers that have completed it so far. So about 68% of you have done it. So that last 32%, I need y'all to come on through, because the moment y'all fill out that information, I can start sending out some of the rewards for supporting the campaign. But yeah, man, let's see. We got a couple comments real quick. Is that record available anywhere to stream? Yes, Jose. First piece to you, but yes, you can stream Sacrificial Lambs, almost says Sabbatical Lambs, messing around with Vance. Yeah, you can stream Sacrificial Lambs on Spotify. It's on Bandcamp, all of the different streaming platforms. So you can definitely check it out. I'll bring the cover art and stuff up here in a second for you to check out. But definitely a great project, man, that gets overlooked because it is an older project. It came out in 2006. So, I mean, man, we're creeping on that project. Jesus, that project is almost 20 years old, So, and it's one of those things that if you really weren't listening to me back then, and when I say listening to me, I'm not referring to the Nujabes stuff. I'm talking about my solo stuff. If you really weren't checking for my solo stuff, so then it was pretty easy to miss. But yeah, I'll bring up the project so y'all can see it real quick. Hold tight. Go gadget. Okay. Man, I've done a lot of albums. All right, there it is. All right, so I'm going to share the screen real quick so y'all can see this, but since we're talking about it. All right. Got it. Okay, so For those who don't know, this is the album here. Let's see if I can make that bigger. All right, hold on. Yeah, so this is the album here, Jose. So the album again is called Sacrificial Lambs. It's the prequel to Sacrifice, and the track listing. So some more that's produced by my man Algorithm, who now goes by Almost. Child's Play was produced by my man Milko. God bless the dead. Rest in peace to that brother. What I Love was produced by Chu Fu. Chu Fu we've collabed with each other numerous times. He also, we had a super group together with the homie J Cast. Shout out to J Cast. Was talking to him last night via text. That was called Phenom, where it was like EDM stuff. This track isn't EDM though. It's like a soulful hip hop joint. The track I Own You, produced by my man Flip One. Little beatbox jam session right there. Barbecue, the original Barbecue track featuring my man R&B, also produced by Chu Fu. My Miz and My Man, which is an early track produced by me. This track actually goes all the way back to my high school years. Opium, even though I re-recorded it for this album. Opium is a track that is produced by Chu Fu and has additional production and live instrumentation from Definition, who is the brother that produced My Favorite Things. Bigfoot, featuring the homie Fresh Daily on the hook, was produced by my man Von Johnson. Dr. Thinkin' Rhyme, produced by the homie Milio. To this day, this is one of the most fun concepts I came up with for a record. Concept is basically if I could take certain parts of different MCs and put them all together to make the perfect MC, what would that look like? And so, yeah, it's a cool concept track. I have a sequel to that track that I never finished called The Bride of Thinkin' Rhyme, doing the same thing but with women in hip hop. All right. Then there's Hammered featuring Mr. SOS. That was produced by Tone Deaf. Fluid, which is a go-go influence joint, which features GC of Soul Mafia on saxophone and was produced by me. The Renaissance Interlude, which features a homie Naturel, who's doing the variant art with over an algorithm beat, us talking on a radio station. And then The Starving Artist is a track that's produced by Suede Jury. And last but not least is What You Want, produced by Tone Deaf. Yeah, man, just a really, really fun project to do. Oh, I missed track 10, Let Me Stay, which was produced by T Dot, who was, I think, like 16 years old when he gave me that track. But yeah, man, definitely a fun project, worth checking out. Little history for the people who don't know, and a nice stroll down memory lane for the ones who do. But yeah, but anyway, let's get back over here. Thanks, Jose. All right, peace. Nice afro. Good to see you up in here. Welcome, welcome. Got another one. It says, what's going on? Hope all is well. Play some of your joints for my wife. She loved it, man. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, lover boy Troy. I appreciate the love, fam. Thank you. All right, Van says, man, if I ever get back to Japan, gotta go digging for the CD. Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna find it. It's definitely hard to find. Maybe when it hits 20 years old, I'll consider repressing it. We'll see. Not likely based on like how much burn it gets now, but things change. Sometimes people rediscover old projects and have a newfound love and respect for them. And so maybe we'll circle back and do that at the 20th anniversary. But thank you. All right, so back to this Kickstarter thing. Again, another reminder, if you have not completed your survey and you are one of the many folks who contributed to the Kickstarter campaign, please log into your Kickstarter account and make sure you fill out the details for that. Today, by tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to upload, I'm going to do a new update for Kickstarter, reminding people about the surveys again, but on Kickstarter, but then also showing you 2 shirt alternatives in terms of design. And I'm going to order samples as well. But basically to see how people feel, because I know there are some people who wanted a more straightforward adultish shirt that just has the logo across the front. And I might do that, but with the same color palette / pattern, but inside of the logo. So offering that as opposed to like the full print shirt. So you don't have to necessarily choose between one of the well, no, you do have to choose between one or the other, but that doesn't mean that if you choose one that people who want the other one can't have that. What I'm trying to do is gauge how many people want of each design. And so once that's ready, probably by next week here on YouTube, I'll be letting y'all know, and I'll post a link, you know, when I've done the update for those of you who support on Kickstarter. And both shirts will be available at a later date on my website, you know, so stay tuned for that too. All right. Let's see. Thank you for your hey, Mr. S, I appreciate the love. Thank you, family. Thank you for stopping by the channel. And again, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, and don't forget to share the video or at least hit the like button. Joshua says, as long as the fabric is the same with the DAD shirts, I'm buying a few of them. Word. Okay. So you like that type of fabric on those joints. Okay, cool. That's good to keep in mind. I'll see what I can do, because if I do a white shirt, it'll just be the straight up jersey material that's, you know, like average t-shirts. I forget what that fabric's called for those type of shirts. It's like usually the ash gray shirts are the material that's like the dad shirts. But yeah, man, I'll see what's up and keep you posted. Will people be able to vote twice if they want both designs? So if you're a person who contributed to the campaign, you'll only be able to get one of the shirts through the campaign based on what level you supported at. However, I will have both designs available for purchase on my website. So I'll keep y'all posted on that. Once they are ready to go, you know, I'll definitely let y'all know. And then that way, if you got one shirt, like if you like them both, you can get whatever one you want first through the campaign, and then order the other one separate. All right. Let me know if that works for you. And yeah, we'll keep you posted on that. Yeah, man. So let's shift gears real quick. And also let me know how the connection is on y'all side. It looks like it's trying to do a little something on mine, but if it's all good for you, please let me know in the comments. Okay. But yeah, so quick update on upcoming events. I'm still waiting for flyer for this event that I'm doing in Baltimore on January 27th for the Baltimore Boom Bap Society. Haven't received that information yet. I got to do another follow-up with them, and I'll keep y'all posted on that. But that's the next local. Well, that's one of 3 local things that's happening. Here are details for the other things now. So the next thing that's going on, and I'm going to pull myself off the screen so you can see this a bit clear. So yeah, the next thing that's going on is this thing called the WBL Combine Finals. It's basically a literary decathlon for poets, storytellers, MCs, all of that. And you have the opportunity to win cash prizes, right? So depending on what competition you're in or what section of the combine you're competing in, you can win several $100s. Like I gotta take a look at all the details, but it should be listed here for those of you able to see it. I posted the fact that I will be one of the guest hosts, not hosts, pardon me, one of the guest judges at the event. I'll be joined by O Slice, legend Nonchalant. She's a legend in the DMV for a classic song she put out back in the day. The homie Odyssey will be there, and also Cyrock. So yeah, man, that event is going to be crazy. Talented folks are going to be like doing their thing. And man, I am so excited to be a part of it and honored to be a part of it. Shout out to Words, Beats, and Life for doing dope things per usual. But yeah, man, quick comments. As many times your music takes me out of my bad moments, I really appreciate the art you make. Greetings from Argentina. Mr. S, man, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. But once again, folks, this event is happening on January 28th. It starts at 7 p.m. For you to see the finals and stuff. If you're interested in participating in this event, There's plenty of information here on the screen, and I also shared this information on Instagram and Facebook today. So you can visit there for more details, or you can go to wblinc.org to learn more about the combine, the Words Beats and Life Combine. If you are a writer, a poet, and when I say writer, I'm talking about like a story writer or storyteller, a poet, a MC, definitely check it out. This is right up your alley. I think it would be awesome to see some of y'all compete. All right. So yeah, be sure to register for that if you're in this region. So let's keep it moving to the next event. So next up, the next event that is going on, I will be at Farpoint Convention, which is happening. It's happening February 10th through the 12th. I'll be there all weekend. I'll likely be presenting or participating in more than one presentation, but I haven't gotten the other details for the other things I'm supposed to be doing yet. But as soon as I get that, I will let you know. Hey, we got the homie St. Nelly. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Uganda representing me in here. It's my brother St. Nelly, who's a dope MC and doing a lot more than making great music in his community, man. He's very active in Uganda. Definitely worth checking out. If y'all aren't familiar with him, as I mentioned, talented MCs, also an amazing freestyler that has worked with End of the Week, a bunch of brothers who are based in New York who've been putting it down globally for hip hop. And yeah, man, salute to you, fam. Great to see you up in here. All right. Peace. What's going on, Roger? Good to see you up in here, God. What's going on? All right. But yeah, man. So again, catch me at Farpoint Convention. That's happening in Hunts Valley, Maryland, outside of Baltimore. That's happening February 10th through the 12th. On the 12th at 11 a.m., I'll be doing a sketchpad session with, of course, the whole Sub Art Music team will be there. And it's going to be a great time, man. Definitely come out, check it out. These conventions are always great. Farpoint Convention is basically a science fiction convention. And so, yeah, man, it'd be exciting to see you. So if you're in the area, come through. Shout out to the homie CM Lugo. Good to see you in here, family. All right. And thank you for filling out your survey to any of you who are here that supported the Kickstarter campaign. All right. So on that note, let's see what we got next on the docket. Oh, yeah. So I got to get some things ready. So for those of you paying attention, you might have noticed that I dropped some new music today. And so right now I am queuing that up. But, man, I dropped a new song with the homie COMA-CHI and also with Uyama Hiroto. So we're about to jump into that joint, play that joint for y'all, and see what y'all think, man. Man, let's see. We got another comment real quick as the song's getting queued up. Toonflix Animations, peace, what's going on? It says, your music has been on my recommendation since late December. Your recent and previous works got me hooked. Your lyricism and wordplay are OP, amazing. Oh, thank you so much. I'll donate to Kickstarter when I get a chance. Well, thank you first and foremost. Unfortunately, the Kickstarter has ended, but no worries. There's you should see links popping up. These automated links that come up, just letting y'all know the different ways y'all can support. So just check those out when you get a chance. And man, if you can support, please do. It's greatly appreciated. But yeah, man, thank you so much for the kind words, Toonflix. Peace. What's going on, Arav? I hope I said your name right. I am well. I hope you can say the same. But yeah, man, just queuing up these good tunes for you. And hopefully you dig what's coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up. We got a substantial weekly legend, Warpath, in the building. Clap it up for Warpath. Shout out to all the regulars in the chat. Shout out to all the new faces, man. We definitely got a few folks in here who we don't always see week in and week out. So do me a favor real quick. If it's your first time catching one of the lives, let us know in the chat, whether you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Twitch or Facebook. All right, so I'm going to load this cover up. And let's adjust the screen for a second. All right, hold tight. Hold on 1 second. All right. Let's see, make sure we got it right. Tested it earlier, but things be happening, son. It be real out here. Okay, got it. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the new single, Keep On, It's My Way, which dropped today with COMA-CHI and Uyama Hiroto, featuring yours truly. Hey, clap it up, y'all. We got another man, so many talented folks just be dropping in. My man, Jonathan Smalls, this brother here, if you don't know who he is, man, you've heard him and didn't realize you heard him. If you already heard the Animal Arithmetic album, this brother played bass on several of the tracks that I produced. On the record, he plays bass on my new album, Adultish, as well. Excited to see what you did with this new joint I just sent you, and I just made one yesterday that I might be sending your way too, Jonathan. But good to see you in here, brother, man. All right, talk to you in a minute. But let's get into this new track. Let's make sure we are good over here. And y'all let me know how it sounds on your end. I'm sorry if it's a little loud, but here we go.
なんてとらわれず続けること鏡の中の自分自身とただ向き合い Keep on and on and on そうそのままありのままでいいから I'm gonna keep to surviving with speed and rap That's my style 掲げな空高くまだまだここから羽ばたく It's my way そのまま stay 君だけのストーリーを聞かせて Keep on and on and on Don't give up on your dreams さあ進め my way We just play 肩の力抜いて輝いて Keep on and on and on Cause that's what I like for life Yeah It's a long way to go Sometimes we back against the wall Oh it's never give up きっとずっと貫くビジョン口のことなく進み先誇れよ over and over だってただこれが好きってだけで積み重なって history
Queen hit me, I had to pull up beside her and unify our voices to make them a little louder till it's the perfect harmony with the voices inside you telling you to keep on and push it a little while together soul to soul we keep on moving like we're Karen Willer the future's yours if you never give up where you end up might be determined by the right amount of fight within you learn from your losses till you rise up winner
It's my way そのまま stay 君だけのストーリーを聞かせて Keep on and on and on Don't give up on your dreams さあ進め my way We just play 肩の力抜いて輝いて Keep on and on and on Cause that's what I like for life Yeah
I know it's hard, but sometimes you gotta touch your limits. You pray to God, then expect results within a minute. Can't get better if you never put the effort in it. More or less, you gotta always do your best to get it. Whatever it is, just plan to start what you finish. Things that we want most require everything in us. If it's worth keeping, like a dope line when I pen it, then sacrifices are required in order to win it. I was down bad before I was on the up and up. I had suffered losses daily just to sum it up. Too busy courting misfortune to take a date with luck. Squared up a couple rounds when things started shaping up. Cue the cliche, anything's possible. But do you have what it takes to be unstoppable? The only opinion that matters is your own. Once self-doubt is overthrown, then you own the throne. Keep on.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was Keep On by COMA-CHI, Uyama Hiroto, and of course me, Substantial. Man, thank y'all for the love, man. Just seeing the comments right now. Thank y'all so much. Glad y'all enjoyed that joint. It is out right now everywhere. Stream the hell out of it. Play the hell out of it. Yeah, man. Definitely glad that y'all enjoying that joint. We love how it came out. Damn, didn't realize how much I needed to hear those lyrics. Been a rough week. Thanks for this. Man, you are very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. Thank y'all for the comments, man. The love is crazy. All right. But yeah, definitely check that one out, man. It is it's doing pretty well. I'm trying to bring some stuff up real quick to see how things are going. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, it's doing all right. Hold on, I'm gonna bring something up right now. So okay. Yeah. All right. So I just got notified right before we went live that the track currently is it's number 73 on the so we're top 100 right now on the Japan hip hop charts on iTunes/Apple Music. So shout out to folks who are keeping it in rotation, man. Hopefully it keeps going up and up. Yeah, it's dope to see that it's being so well received, man. Yeah, Uyama brought heat for sure, man. He definitely killed it, man. Definitely glad that everyone's enjoying the track. But yeah, man. So at this time, we're gonna jump into the Q&A. It's about that time. You know what it is. So send your questions in. And also wanted to remind y'all that outside of the questions, if you want to support the channel, easiest way to do so is by subscribing, making sure you're liking the videos, dropping comments, all that good stuff. But I also wanted to know if you want to support monetarily, you can do so via the super chat, super thanks, or super stickers. You can also support via Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Never necessary, but always appreciated. Obviously, it helps me create more content and stuff like that for this channel. So I appreciate all the support that you can offer. All right. Let's see. Another comment. It's the perfect instrumental. The vocals and your flow go really well together. Going to stream this all the time. Thank you so much. Nah, man, definitely appreciated the song. Has been killing, man. It got placed. I know I got notified this morning that it also got placed on an official Apple Music playlist too. So I'm just happy, man, that people still are interested in what we have to say, and that people are putting quality music in rotation, making sure they can support in any way, shape, or form. I need y'all keep the same energy when the album come out. Speaking of which, quick update on the album, man, on Adultish, for those who don't know. But my album Adultish is still in the works. Obviously, the Kickstarter campaign has just ended. But, and let me pull this down real quick. But I'm excited about the fact that the song Reed Richards recently got added to an official Spotify playlist. It got added to the Skate Shop. So shout out to Spotify for that. And yeah, man, it's doing really well. The track, has been out since October. So obviously it was starting to slow down a little bit, which naturally happens. But yeah, man, it's been up to a decent amount of streams every day since that has happened. And that's been great to see. Because obviously, the record, we're gearing up to drop more stuff from the record, get this final mix. Record's about 80% done. Shout out to my man Jonathan Smalls, who's dropping bassline for one of the tracks, hopefully over the next couple days. I'm going to announce who the feature on that particular track is, hopefully sooner than later. But yeah, they confirmed that they love the track. I'm just waiting for them to send their parts. But shout out to the homie. Let's see. Glad to see Stan getting even more love and recognition, man. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate that. Do you have any favorite words? That's an interesting question. A favorite word? Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite word per se. Like I don't think about like, damn, I just like how that word sound. I'll tell you the word in school. Me and my man Mike. Shout out to my man Big Mike. We used to have some really silly conversations, and one of the conversations we were just talking about words that are funny. That like no matter the context. I don't say no matter the context because there's different contexts that make words not funny. But yeah. We were talking about different words like that, and two words that he brought up, and I was like, I cannot deny those words are hilarious 9 times out of 10. The first word is monkey. It's like whenever I hear the word monkey, he's like, I giggle a little bit. And it's funny, the moment he said monkey, part of it was how he said it, but the moment he said it, first thing I did was laugh a little. It's like, it's just certain words just are funny. You know what I mean? And then the other word, and I talk about this ironically enough on the album Sacrifice. Another word that is funny as hell most times, more times than not, is balls. Whenever you say balls, like, hey, go get the bag of balls. Like, come on, bruh. No matter how you use it, most times, you know what I mean? It's pretty funny. Now, I will say, you know, there's context sometimes where words aren't as funny. Like if someone something like, hey, they were beat to death by a wild monkey. That's not necessarily funny, but there's a part of me that's maybe not the most great human being that chuckles a little bit inside. I wouldn't do that in their face, but because they said monkey in there, I'm laughing a little, but I'm shedding a tear for the homie that got beat to death by the monkey though. You know what I mean? While I chuckle inside. Terrible, I know, but it's still a funny word. And look, and then you can flip it, take monkey out and say that they were beat to death by a bag of balls. See what I'm saying? It's like certain words, like it's terrible that they were beat to death, but the fact that it was a bag of balls makes it it makes it funny. It makes it a little bit funny. So again, I'd shed a tear for the homie, but inside I'd chuckle just a little bit. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was Substantial's corner, Substantial's inappropriate corner. But yeah, man. Anyway, any plans to work with Minmi in the future? Nah, we met, we talked. You know, I doubt it. I don't necessarily have any real conversations with her outside of doing the one show with her. We were supposed to do another show together with Shingo at the like right before the pandemic took off, but you know, obviously it didn't happen. It was canceled. So I don't know. Anything's possible in the future, but I haven't been in contact with her, so I'm gonna say no for now. You know. Let's see. Which country do you want to tour and explore the most? I don't know which country, but I definitely could tell you what continent I want to tour and explore the most. And that continent is hands down Africa. You know, so now that I've gotten my DNA results and stuff, I've had them for a while. But there are certain countries there that I really want to learn a lot more about because I know that my ancestry derives from there. Countries like Mali, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon. I have the largest percentage of my ancestry are from countries like that. So definitely want to learn more about those countries. So I'm excited about visiting them. And if the opportunity presents itself to perform and tour as well, that would be amazing. But in general, other places I'd like to go, like I haven't really done a lot of touring in the Southern Hemisphere, like anywhere below the equator. So yeah, man, I would be excited to just spend some more time on that side, on that side of the planet because I just haven't over the years. A good amount of some of the more wealthier countries in the world are typically in the Northern Hemisphere. And so that's a lot of times where the opportunities to go perform abroad have presented themselves. And so in this part of time, at this point in time in my career, I would love the opportunity to spend some more time going south. You know what I mean? But yeah, obviously I'm open to wherever people appreciate good music and got love for me and my folk. I want to be there. You know what I mean? So yeah. Let's see. I know you were expecting me to say something funny. Mom, I'm sorry. Yes, from Sacrificial Lambs. All right. Tiff at a homie who got balled by a monkey. Yes, that was awesome. Hey, clap it up for Joshua McGee. Thank you, man. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. He says, always a great way to kick off the weekend with you in the chat. Track is amazing. Can't wait to hear and listen to more. Def been an inspiration. Man, I appreciate the kind words, brother. Thank you so much. Let's see. Any plans to do stuff with the NPC collective? Absolutely. I am, so right now, shout out to the homie Creative Mindframe. He directed, or co-directed. No, I'm gonna go ahead and say directed. He directed, and he's currently editing the video for the song with me and Megaran, called No Per Diem 2.0. So there's that. I'm actually considering hitting some of the homies from the collective up, because several of them play wind instruments. And so I'm considering hitting them up to add some live horns to maybe 1 or 2 tracks from the album as well. We'll see what happens. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm just debating on if 1 or 2 of these tracks actually need it. And we'll see. Sorry about the sniffling and stuff. A little congested. But anyway, thank you for the question. All right, what languages other than English do you speak or understand? So I'm only fluent in English. I can understand some French, not a lot, but I took 5 years of French. Unfortunately, I took it when I was a lot younger, and that was a very long time ago. And by the time I finally went to France, I forgot a lot of what I learned. And same thing about when I went to certain parts of Canada. But I do understand probably more French than I do other languages, which helps because my in-laws are Haitian. And they speak Creole, which has a lot of French in it. So I do understand some Creole, but I can, with both of those languages, French and Creole, there's certain things I can say, but I'm not fluent. And I don't even say that I know enough to have a conversation. But I can definitely listen and kind of follow along to a certain extent. I can understand a little bit of Spanish as well, but not a lot. And I would say probably next language after that would be Japanese, just because I've been around it so much and learned little things here and there. But none of these languages I'm fluent in. I know enough where if you drop me in that country, I could probably get around on my own decently, and and probably be okay more times than not. But not enough to say that I speak them or am fluent though. All right, thanks for the question. A J Live collab would be really dope. J Live is the homie, so that would be really dope. Shout out to J Live. Definitely would be open to that, man. Real cool brother. Got to kick it with him and his son at ATL last year at MomoCon. More stuff, music, shows, art, whatever. Word. What's the most awkward thing that happened while you were performing or at a show? Most awkward thing happened at a show was there was this thing that the song I was performing, I brought a woman on stage or whatever because of the context of the song with the story, and she was pissy drunk, like just terribly drunk, and it was just really, really awkward, and almost within 30 seconds of getting there on stage, I was like, oh man, I'm about to send her back. And she refused to get off. Like, it got to the point the crowd, I've never been booed, but that was the closest to being booed that ever happened. That happened in Munster, Germany. Munster, Germany. They started booing her so she would get off the stage because, it was embarrassing. Needless to say, never did that again. Probably far more awkward than that was, what was it at? I think it was at a show that I did in Virginia, here in Virginia, where this woman tried to touch my face, she was talking to me or whatever, was kind of drunk, and I couldn't hear her, so she didn't realize how drunk she was because she's slurring her speech really bad. It's crazy how both these stories involve drunk white women. Rap shows, I don't know. But anyway, man, she went to grab my face, with both hands, there was something wrong with me because I couldn't understand what she was saying. But she didn't realize how drunk she was, that in her mind, she knows exactly what she's trying to say, but she could barely make the words out clearly, fam. Like, she had to say it like 4 or 5 times before I understood her. And when she tried to touch my face, like, I shoved her hands away. It was like, yo, keep your hands off me. It was like, and it's one of those things too that, you know, I'm not a person who tries to bring race into everything, but I'm very conscious of the fact that I am a black person in spaces oftentimes that aren't always kind to black people. And granted, it might be a hip hop show, but I'm still in the state of Virginia, the home of, you know, the most brutal form of slavery that the world has seen. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we may not be in those times, but trust and believe there are lots of incidents that still happen here that can be very uncomfortable for black people. And so, yeah, so with this white woman, like, grabbing my trying to grab my face and me shoving her hands away, and then she like kind of popping off and starting to get a bit belligerent, and I'm trying to keep my cool because I'm still a 6 foot tall, like 200-pound black dude, you know, that's having a disagreement with this white woman in a place that, you know, they lock a lot of people up who look like me, son. So that was pretty awkward, to say the least, you know what I mean? And it was crazy because I was trying to get back. I'm not a person that just hangs in VIP for the whole show. I'm like separating myself from people who came out to see me. But ironically enough, in that moment, I was trying to go back to VIP because my cousin and my wife were waiting there for me. And that happened on the way, and my wife could see I was visibly bothered. And so I was explaining, and she was like, what? And they were about to lose their shit. But like, yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. But yeah, you gotta be careful out here for sure. Thanks for the question. All right. Gotta drop. Everyone be safe. Peace, Last King. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Love the new track with Uyama. I appreciate the love, family. Hypothetically, if you had to stream only one song for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Oh man. First one that came to mind is Stevie Wonder, Another Star. For you, there might be another star. That joint right there. La 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 la. It's a long song. And whenever it goes off, I'm like, I'd be perfectly okay with running this song back a bunch of times. It's just a great track. Musically, it's amazing. The message is amazing. The arrangement is amazing. Yeah, man, Stevie Wonder. I mean, I could listen to Stevie forever. So, yeah, that's the first one that came to mind. I'm going to stick with that answer. All right, thank you for the question. Let's see. Any tracks that you've done that that you might revisit or add to, like, Think Different or anything along those lines that you look at or might have a different mindset now? Yeah, Think Different. Think Different is definitely one of those tracks. I think if I could have that one back, there'd be certain parts of it that I would word a bit different. Obviously, there's certain aspects of that, certain parts of that song that most of it I still like, you know, a lot of it I still agree with it. Other parts I'm like, yeah, I probably could have done better to articulate this particular point. But yeah, man, yeah, but definitely that joint comes to mind. Yeah, because and it's funny. I think sometimes there are people who hear it that, like, there may be certain things we agree on, but there's certain things that they say that let me know that, yeah, we don't agree on a lot. You know what I mean? And but they listen to that song and fly the flag for that song, like, you know, like we basically represent the same thing. And then a brief exchange with them lets me know, I'm like, this is not the type of person I want to be aligned with. And so that lets me know it's like maybe I didn't do as great a job as I wanted. And I always say, like, when I listen back to that joint, that I love the opening line. I like a lot of it, a lot of parts of it, but definitely I'm a stronger writer, and I think I'm way better now at really articulating my view, my vision, the way I see the world. And I think younger me, you know, did the best I could with what I had at that time. And but yeah, I'm wiser now. So So that would definitely be one of them. That's part of the reason why I did still think different, which between those two tracks, of course, I got a special place in my heart for the original Think Different. But yeah, of those two joints, I mean, still, if I had to choose between those two, it'd be Still Think Different, 9 times out of 10. Another joint like that. Yeah, I don't know if it's the songs per se. It's more so like certain things that I said. Like it's usually like a line. Like overall, most of the joints, but like, when I listen back to certain joints, there's like words that like I don't use in my music these days. That like I probably would take out. You know what I mean? Like I don't really say bitch in my rhymes no more. I don't say nigga in my rhymes no more. I don't say faggot in my rhymes. No more. So like, younger me didn't really think about the long-term impact of saying certain things. So it's usually like lines or words, not necessarily whole songs, but you live long enough to grow wiser, man. You'll look back at your life and like, if I could have this moment back. Right. But yeah, man. Thank you for the question, Josh. Appreciate you. All right, let's see. Speaking of collabs, will you work with Haruko Nakamura again? You guys together made a favorite song of yours. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, he's not a producer that I've been in contact with a lot. Even when we made that song, I wasn't in direct contact with him. I was in contact with the label. And we met in person, for the New Your Best collaborations. But, it's no beef, no this, that, and the third. We just don't really communicate like that. So the likelihood that we would, unless he reached out to me, I likely, I typically reach out to artists I work with consistently, unless I hear something by yours and I'm like, oh my God, we got to do something, which doesn't happen a lot. You know what I mean? It's I feel like the people we're looking for to help us get us where we're going a lot of times are already with us or nearby. And so 9 times out of 10, I'm working with the people I'm closest to. So yeah, I'm not saying I'd be against it. Definitely would be open to doing more with the brother, but at this time, it's not looking very likely. You know what I mean? But I appreciate the question. All right. It says, what are your opinions on tattoos? Yeah, man, I'm all for tattoos. I have 2 myself, both arms, upper arm. I don't know. Younger me thought I was going to have a ton of them, like at least 5, back before it was super popular for everyone to have. But I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm a guy that kind of shies away from, like, it seems like everybody's going this way. And that just kind of makes me like question whether that's the way to go a lot of times. So younger me wanted a bunch of tattoos, and then I feel like I just kind of grew out of it and just didn't end up getting it. And then I noticed everybody was getting tattoos like everywhere. And I was like, oh, well, can I dodge that bullet? You know what I'm saying? But I still love them. It's just, I don't know. It's funny that you asked that too, because I've recently thought about, and when I say recent, I mean within the last 2 years, there's like 2 or 3 tats that I thought about getting. But I don't know. It's just not a pressing thing for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I love them though. All right. Any tips you got for dealing with drunk people after all the experiences? Fam, I got way too many experiences. Oh my God. My main advice would be avoid them when you can. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a person that doesn't enjoy being in the presence of people who drink, and when I say drink, I mean drink too much, I would advise steering clear of places that typically welcome drunks. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, if you go to a bar, there's going to be someone who drinks a bit too much. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to end up having some type of altercation with them, but it does increase the likeliness of something going down. And so I just realized in my profession, the likelihood of having that situation is very high. So, so I usually I'm at if you see me at a club or a bar or something like that, it's either because I'm there working, as a performer, or I'm there I'm there because it's a food venue as well. But yeah, man, I stopped drinking. So, Yeah, that's the only advice that I would have. I would say if you can't avoid it, just keep a good amount of space if possible. Like I'm usually able to tell fairly quickly if this person is like really, really inebriated. And it's always sad when you got like close friends who are, or like you got homies who are like bad drunks. Luckily, most of my friends aren't. And there's levels. There's the guy who's or the woman who's kind of funny when they're drunk, but they keep their stuff together. And then you got like the bad drunks that like they make it very difficult for people around them to have a good time and really be fully present in the moment because they're maybe saying or doing things that are very problematic, and you're worried for them, but you're also worried for yourself and where this night might go. So, yeah, man, I would just say if you can avoid them, avoid them. And when you can't, just try to keep whatever distance you can, while also making sure that, like, if you can keep your distance while also making sure that they're safe, do what you can. But word. Yeah, Stevie Wonder's so good. Man, saw him live, one of the greatest shows I've ever been. And I've seen Prince live, also one of the greatest shows I've ever been to. All right. What's an artist in your industry you simply avoid like the plague? Not necessarily dislike or beef with, but maybe you simply don't jive with them. Oh, man, you trying to get me say names in these streets. I ain't gonna put any names out there. I would just say, like it's typically people with certain energy, man. Like if you're a person that is always like saying negative stuff about other people, like, and it's the type of stuff that you would never say in their presence. Like, and I say stuff all the time. Like if I got something negative to say about somebody, chances are I've already said it to them in person. So that's why I don't make a big deal about the few moments when I do have something negative to say about somebody, because I've already had the conversation with them. And that if you hear me say it before I've had the conversation with them, like chances are within hours, if not the following day, the conversation's coming. You know what I mean? And so I would just say, man, the main type of artists that I typically avoid, they just got really bad energy, man. Like, they're not about lifting people up. They're like constantly trying to tear people down in order to lift themselves up. And so, and I've come across a lot of folks with that energy over the years. So I avoid those. I avoid people who are oftentimes like trying to take your energy too. They're constantly looking for you to give to them and do whatever you can to put them in positions to do whatever without paying it forward. It ain't even got to be like what you doing for me. Like if I don't see you really doing anything for anyone that you work with, it makes, it has me concerned, because it's like, I don't always reap the benefit of, like doing something for an artist and then that means they're going to do something for me. There's a lot of people that I've looked out for and done different things for, and they don't always necessarily do a bunch of stuff for me. But I have seen them do a lot for other folks in the community and stuff like that. And that's why I like contributing in some way, shape, or form to what they're doing. Because they're about something more than just themselves and stuff. But like when I see artists who are really like they want a lot from you without giving a lot to anyone, whether it's me or someone else, like I steer clear of those folks too. Would Kid You bump your music? I don't think Kid You bump your music? I don't think I understand the question. So I'll let you ask again or maybe reword it. All right. Hot take. Universe Works is the best song. Hey, man, listen, I ain't mad at that joint. I still love Universe Works, man. I think it's a great record. Real soulful joint. Still proud of that record to this day, Let's see. Yeah, it's true. Gotta know when to call it a night. Nah, that's real. Did you get a chance to meet KRS, Cool G, Kane, J. Rue the Damager on those DJ JS1 albums? I've met J. Rue. I've met Kane. and I met. Did I meet Chris? Nah, I saw KRS-One live, but I didn't get to meet him. But I did get to meet Kane and J. Rue, not necessarily because of those albums, but like, you know, I lived in Brooklyn, so, you know, you could throw a rock and hit a rapper in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? And so I met J. Rue literally at somebody's, like, one of the homies was dating him at one point in time. And so we used to see J. Rue and some of the dudes from Group Home. We used to see them. They used to hang with my homegirl and some of her friends. And so we would see them near our dorms and stuff a lot. So that's how I met J. Rue. I had a run-in with him years later. We're not going to get into that, though. And then Kane, I met at I think I met Kane at Rocksteady. And Kane did the coolest shit ever. Like, a bunch of MCs were giving him music and stuff. And during his set, he got up there and shouted out he pulled out a bunch of the CDs and stuff that people gave him. And then he shouted out every artist. He read through every one of the joints and shouted out every artist that gave him something. And all I kept thinking was like, damn, I should have gave him a CD. But yeah, Kane is criminally slept on, man. No, he's not. I mean, Kane is a great. He's definitely, his pen, to this day, man, he's like, what, 50 plus? You know, like, his pen still is sharp, man. Him and Buster did a joint recently. I quoted him on in the cover of the past is always present in the future. There's a line where he says, "I work like a slave to become a master." Kane, sick. But anyway, salute to them brothers. Let's see. On every Guru or De La Soul, or even Guru or De La Soul in Cradle Orchestra album. Never got a chance to meet Guru, God bless the dead. I have met members of De La. I've bumped into Plug One the most. Met Dave once. I think it was at a Dilla tribute. But yeah, I almost got a chance to rock alongside of Plug One at an event in New York because the power got cut short and the tables weren't up yet. And so he was looking for someone to beatbox, and I volunteered to beatbox for him. So I came up, got ready. You know what I mean? Lit my lips right before, ready to go. Man, as quick as I hit that first kick drum, turntables were working, and they escorted me off stage. I was like, yeah, oh, man, yeah, it's crazy. So close, son. It would have been dope. And then I bumped into Plug One again at the Kennedy Center. Pharoah Monch was performing that night. But yeah, so I got a picture with him. It was me, Pharoah, and Plug One. You know what I mean? That was pretty dope. Shout out to True Boy. All right. No, I'm saying not True Goy. Plug One is Paz the News. All right. Let's see. Would you play as a kid play and like your music? Got it. Okay. I think younger me would like certain things. Excuse me. I think younger me would like certain music that I've done. You know. The truth of the matter is, I think a lot of times as an artist, people think because you make a certain type of music that you sit around listening to that type of music all the time. And I promise you I don't. You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah, a lot of what I grew up listening to was a bit harder than what I actually make. And like, I mean, I could appreciate the harder stuff because that was the environment I lived in. Like, so a lot of what they were saying, it wasn't stuff I was doing, but you know, my homies, my father, my uncles, grandfather, people I broke bread with, hung with every day. Like, this is what they were doing. So when I hear these songs and stuff like that, it's you know, it ain't even just like that's like looking out my window. Nah, that's me walking down the street with my man doing all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And me just kind of narrowly dodging, you know, literally like, you know, avoiding being shot because of people I'm with, like in certain situations and stuff. You know, there was a summer where I went and stayed in Pittsburgh, which ain't nothing sweet up there either, but I was in Pittsburgh for the summer working on music. Came back home, two of the dudes I kicked it with every day, both of them got shot in the drive-by. You know what I mean? Now, they both live, but yeah, so a lot of what I listen to is a bit harder than what I make, per se, because like a lot of the people I grew up around who was doing that stuff, because they saw potential in me, and because I went to a different school than most of the people in my neighborhood, because of testing and stuff like that. So I was in like talented and gifted programs, and or magnet programs is what they called it. So I was always taking advanced classes. So from like maybe third grade all the way through my senior year, I didn't go to high school with people from the same neighborhood until like maybe I think 10th grade, when my mom moved us to the neighborhood right behind Suitland, the high school I went to. But before that, it was a 25 minute drive to my school. So like, because I didn't go to school with like people from my neighborhood, a lot of times like I avoided drama, because I knew if it went down, it'd just be me against the world. You know what I'm saying? So, and but at the same time, because of the neighborhood I was from, like my neighborhood had a really crazy reputation. So that got me out of a lot of situations, because people knew, even if they didn't know me or know who I knew, because when they would hear what neighborhood I was from and they didn't know about me, they didn't know who I knew or who I could call, or even what I would do. You know what I mean? Even though I was a chill dude and was just kind of keeping to myself outside of the homies I kicked it with and did music with and art with. But yeah, so I don't know if old me would like everything I do. I think old me would probably be saying a lot. And when I say old me, I'm talking about young Stan. I think he'd say a lot of what certain people who've known me for a long time who listen to my music would say, which is they wish I would do more of the harder stuff, because they've heard some of the music that I've done that's a bit harder and less reflective and all of that, like the battle rap stuff, or like, you know, talking about certain real situations. All of it's real, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So I mean, that's my take on it, you know. Hey, Blackheart, peace, fam. Good to see you up in here. All right. Jay says, if there was one thing in the entire world you could have at this moment in your life, what would you choose? Man, I think right now, it'd be, and this is gonna sound this probably ain't what you expected. Right, like I've been looking into it for over a year now, trying to find a new therapist. So, yeah, I think right now, more than anything, man, I just want clarity. I want to be as clear as possible on the decisions that I'm making in my life, and making sure that I'm constantly doing what I can to build my emotional intelligence. So I can be a better husband, better father, you know what I mean, better friend, and treat myself better as well, man. Like, making sure I'm loving myself right too. And so I think more than anything right now, man, the thing I was thinking about it this morning while I was at the gym, like, I was proud of myself for being consistent. I've been back in the gym like pretty consistently since the New Year's been here. But the next thing for me is really like I've seen a therapist before. He used to get counseling as a kid. But I don't like the fact that I'm grateful I got friends I can talk to when I'm going through stuff and family. But I think it's important to have a professional where this is how they spend their time, listening to the troubles of others and working with them to help them develop solutions to resolve certain issues or challenges they have in their life. So if I could have anything right now, just would be more clarity. So definitely looking to find a new therapist and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Work through certain things that still cross my mind from time to time and all of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Definitely physical and mental health. Mr. Spooky One Piece, what's going on? Twitch up in here. Saw somebody else from Twitch earlier, so I didn't get to your comment. But yeah, man. So look, I'm gonna get out of here because I got family in town and stuff, and I gotta break down the studio so they can come and get comfortable and all of that. But yo, man, I appreciate y'all for for all the support, for the continued love. I'm super happy that y'all are enjoying the new record. More music on the way. I was working on a beat earlier, yesterday, that I'm excited for y'all to hear, hopefully in the near future. And yeah, man, this album is shaping up pretty dope. And so stay tuned for more. Again, if you have not completed your survey on Kickstarter, please do that. The Kickstarter campaign is over, but no worries if you missed out. Some of the same things that were available as perks will eventually be coming to the store once I get some of these sample items in and all that good stuff. But on that note, y'all take care. Catch you next time. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. And yeah, man, make sure you like and share the video. And the last thing, man, y'all have a great weekend. Y'all be safe, man. Peace to you and your loved ones. All that good stuff. I'll see you soon. Talk to you soon. Peace.